say you want some more. I said, welcome to the mic check show. I said, welcome to the mic check show. I said, welcome to the mic check show.
What's good? It's your boy SimbaTheSpeaker, and we have my boy Suave back there. And this is the mic check show. Appreciate y'all for being here. So we got our two fellow friends in the building, but instead of having me introduce, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. Please introduce yourself today.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Jeff, out the door, the land whiz Jeff.
Yes, sir, skis, and please introduce yourself.
This your boy Dre, the landman Dre.
Yes, sir, skis. We got some real big ballers in the building. You dig what I'm saying? So first, I want to say appreciate y'all for pulling up. Let's get the people your backstory. Tell us about yourself. Explain that. Let's hear that.
Yeah, man. So I'm a 27-year-old real estate investor. Born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Grew up here all my life. You know, I'm pretty known for playing basketball. You know, I went to school for basketball. Graduated at Bethune-Cookman with my bachelor's in criminal justice. You know, after college, you know, I was just trying to see if I could make it to the league, man. You know, did a couple NBA tryouts, G League tryouts, but stuff ain't go as planned. But, you know, came across and landed a corporate job, got my first job, and that's where I met DeAndre, man. And he actually showed me what wholesaling was, and from there we've been locked in ever since.
Damn, that's dope. That's dope. What school did you go to?
I went to Coral Springs High School.
Oh, so you Broward County?
I'm a Broward baby.
Oh, we live. Shout out to the Broward babies, my dude. We gotta hear your story. Talk to us.
So I'm DeAndre. I'm from Lauderhill, 27 years old, real estate investor, land investor, mobile home investor, all the above. So I grew up in Lauderhill on Section 8. You know, kind of grew up in the streets a little bit, played sports all my life, like from high school all the way to college. And then once I got hurt, basically the NFL stuff was dead because I almost paralyzed my shoulder, you know. So after that, discovered real estate, and then it's just been up since then.
Fire. You know, it's crazy. You from Broward, and my folks actually at Coral Springs. I'm actually from Lauderhill, so I definitely feel the energy here. Hey, so actually, this is a kind of a side question. Do you guys think there's anything that you guys learned from sport that you kind of like, whether it be a mindset that you guys like taking the business now?
Oh, yeah, man, for sure. And I think one of the things that I took from sports was leadership. You know, when I since high school, I've always been a leader on my basketball team,
Nice.
Being a star player, and, you know, just battling resiliency, you know, just being consistent, right? Because since high school, you know, the goal was to go to college, get a full scholarship, make sure my Dukes don't have to come out of pocket.
Facts.
So since high school, man, I already had that mindset and still was like, yo, bro, I'm not going to let nobody outwork me. You know, let me stay in my, you know, put my head down, grind, and get to where I need to go. And I was blessed to earn a full Division I scholarship and play basketball, get an education for free, and make my peoples proud, man.
Love to hear that. Where did you go to college with my master?
I went to Bethune-Cookman University.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Love to hear that.
I earned my bachelor's in criminal justice. I'm actually the first person in my family to graduate and earn my bachelor's. So, you know, me doing that was a big thing. And without me having that type of mindset and leadership skills, you know, with basketball in school, I wouldn't be able to run my business.
That's real.
I feel like.
That's real. Daniel, what about you, man? I know you said football, right?
Yeah, I definitely say with sports, definitely discipline and teamwork, because now in business, it's kind of like, you know, you got to be disciplined. You got to, you know, be making these calls every day, texts every day. You got to be following up with your team. You got to be having these meetings. So, you know, the discipline I took from sports, I just applied to the business. And then especially the teamwork, because, you know, you got the linebacker, then you got your D-line, and the safeties. Everybody got to do their job. I got my employee that do this. Their job is to do this. My second employee does that. The bookkeeper, they do that. So it's like I took all the stuff from sports and applied it to the business, and it's kind of all the same thing when you think about it.
It is facts. That's real. That's real. I love to hear that. Actually, so before we dive into the business, right, I wanna take it back a little bit. Tell me about like how y'all grew up. Did y'all see yourselves dabbling in business when you guys were younger, or was that something that I guess after meeting each other you opened your mind to it? How was that?
I mean, bro, I was clueless to business. I kid you not. Like, never in a million years would I ever think I would become a real estate investor. You know, since I was a jit, man, I just wanted to be either an NFL player or a basketball player. That's all I knew was sports, you know. And as time went on, as I got older, you know, as I started to realize, like, damn, man, these sports all these people are just politics. It's just politics. And I was just starting
Major.
to kind of lose love for it because and in sports, it's all about who you know in order to get to the next level. And once I started to, kind of understand the business side of sports, kind of started, falling out of love for it. And that's where I discovered, I got my first corporate job and I got the skills, learned sales. And that's when I literally real estate fell in my lap, meeting DeAndre. And that's when, when DeAndre showed me, I was like, yo, bro, what is this? I don't know anything about real estate, and once I started doing my education, that's when I was just like, okay, this can make you a lot of money for sure if you just put your head down and work really hard, which I already had that instilled in me.
Facts. So I know he talks about getting into real estate, meeting you. So you growing up, was business always something that was in your environment, or how did you get introduced into that world?
So business was not in my environment at all. Like all I knew was football. It's like if you ain't make it to the NFL, then you basically was a failure. That's kind of what the mindset was kind of like. It was just drilled. Sports was just drilled into you, and if the sports didn't work out, there was no other plan. So and then growing up in Lauderhill, it was real rough over there. Like just hanging out with the wrong crowd. Fighting, shooting. It was crazy stuff going on. So. When I got to college and then I finished my college degree, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? I still ain't know what I want to do. You know what I mean? So I ran to one of my buddies, and then he told me about, getting into this business idea. Then I went with him, and then he gave me a book to read. I read the book, and then ever since then, it just opened my mind up to business. And then I just started going on YouTube, reaching out to people, finding out like, wow, I can own my own business. I can make money on my own without clocking in, working for somebody. I didn't even know the world of business existed.
Facts.
I didn't know you can own things and get money from it.
Facts.
Facts.
So I would say, because, one cool thing I like about y'all stories is it sounds like y'all met the right people. So for y'all, how important is networking and being in the right environment?
Man, I think it's really important, right? Because like I always say, I go back to say this, if I would have never met DeAndre, I probably would have never known, that you can make money in real estate, So we landed our first job at Enterprise Car Rental, where we was management trainees, and that was my first corporate job ever. Like I said, I didn't have no prior experience working a corporate job, so that was my first real job, and I was able to learn the skills from working there. And when I met DeAndre, we got hired at the same time, so it was kind of like, okay, who is this guy? And when I met DeAndre, right, they put us in this hotel. Right. And DeAndre was actually my partner. And I was just looking at DeAndre one day. He was on his laptop just making calls. And I was like, yo, bro, what are you doing over there? And, I saw him making calls, and he told me, he was like, yeah, bro, I do real estate. I wholesale. And still, I didn't know what the hell he was doing, because me, without having that mindset, how I was thinking, I was like, yo, bro, I got a job. I make $44K a year. I can move up in this company, make 6 figures in probably 4 years. Shit, man, let me stay down and, listen to these folks, man. You know what I mean? So, but nah, bro, Dre told me straight up, he was like, man, I don't even give a damn about this job. I'm just trying to learn how to sell, because at the time he didn't have no sales skills, and he basically used his 9 to 5 to get to where he was at. And Dre told me straight up, he was like, bro, honestly, dog, we're not even finna be here for 6 months. And honestly, I looked at him crazy. I was like, bro, you tripping, bro. Like, these folks offering 401k, health insurance. Man, I had the mindset was like, yo, bro, like I felt comfortable here. But Dre would, he just kept telling me like, nah, bro, you're lost. And I think one thing I'm always grateful for, Dre told me to read Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yes, sir.
And that book right there, man, literally changed my whole entire life, my whole mindset. Sometimes I try to read that book at least once every year just to go back and get some more game on it. But man, that book right there opened up my eyes into the business world for real.
Damn, have y'all random, this is like side question, have y'all ever played the game that attached to it?
The cash flow game.
Yeah, the cash flow game. Oh,
boy,
shit. Religiously.
Me and Knowledge was just playing that. That game is amazing, man.
Bro,
that game is amazing.
It's real life, and just to go back with the networking, right? It's me meeting DeAndre, and actually me meeting DeAndre was able to introduce me, take me to my first real estate event where I met some other killers around. And just me being there, I realized that me and DeAndre were the youngest people in the room. There was a lot of people that was in their 40s, 50s, 60s. We even seen like a really old person that had like a little breathing tube in their nose trying to learn how to wholesale real estate. I'm just like, yo, bro, are you kidding me right now? Like, we're the youngest motherfuckers in here.
Facts.
And from there, I was just like, all right, damn, I gotta appreciate this time and where I'm at right now, me being at this age, and kind of just put my head down and kind of learn this, because I don't want to be like them when they're 40, 50, just trying to learn how to, finally learn how to learn a skill, which is wholesale real estate.
Fact. Is it empowering? Because we've been in that situation, knowledge or not. Is it empowering when you're in those rooms, like, damn, like, we the youngest folks here. Like, how does that make y'all feel?
Man, it's definitely empowering because it makes you feel like you're ahead of the game. Because everybody you talk to there, they're all saying, "Man, you're so young. I'm glad you're here. You're starting early." Because look at me, I'm starting this age. I've been to several real estate events. They got gray hairs and they like almost 60s and stuff like that. So for me to be here and the youngest person in the room, it lets me know that I'm on the right track, going somewhere.
Facts.
Not quite often, I would say. To be honest, not a lot. It's probably very rare, in my opinion, very rare from the ones that I've been to.
And that's something that that you guys could foresee yourself doing in the future, hosting those events where it's like we're trying to attract more of these type of people. So like it's not only us.
Yeah, man. That's literally what me and DeAndre was talking about like 2 weeks ago. It's kind of having something in our community, right? I know a lot of people, they like to, go to brunch Sundays. They like to go to kickbacks. But, I felt like the community needed something where, as far as like financial literacy, where, there's a lot of people out there that don't know how to fix their credit. There's a lot of people out there that want to get into real estate, but they don't know where to go. There's a lot of people out there that want to start their business or, create an LLC, but they're just not around the right people. So, what me and DeAndre was basically, trying to actually start was having our own networking event and bringing the community back, bringing all the people that look like us and teaching them the ways that we know and what we've been learned to teach ourselves the past 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, that's dope. So before I go into real estate, before I go into the beauty of it, I want you to talk about, if y'all can be transparent with us, the sacrifices that y'all made on this business journey. How does that look? How did that look for y'all individually? How did that look for y'all together as well?
I want to start. I'll say with the sacrifices, it was a lot, man, because it's not no 12-hour days. It was like 16 hours a day. I'm on my computer making calls. I'm watching YouTube videos. It was from sun up to sundown majority of the times. Your family not on your side. Everybody like, why you ain't got no job? Go to work. What you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just remember sleeping on my brother's couch. Like, can't even pay him the rent. And they're like, DeAndre, like, why you not looking for a job? I'm like, yo, I'm doing real estate. This stuff gonna work for me. I'm gonna make it work. And then literally my brother, my mom, sister got on the phone, three-waying me, jumping me like, hey, you need to go work. Go get a job. You can't stay in your brother. Cause I was like, look, I can go get a job, but I'm choosing not. I'd rather be on this couch and learn real estate. Learn this skill, and I don't regret it to this day. So it's a lot, you gotta listen to your family talking. If they're not on the same page as you. The time commitment, sun up to sundown, no hanging out, no partying, just spending your money relentlessly, nothing that's bringing you value. You really got to slow it down and just start really thinking, what am I doing out here? What kind of value am I bringing to the world?
Quick question to that. So. When your family is in the air and they may not be as supportive, sometimes they just don't see the vision. Yeah. What was the fuel behind the passion that said, like, I can't give up. Like, I'm just not going to I'd rather just sleep on this and make it work than just go get that job.
When you see other people doing it, like when you on YouTube and then you go to networking events and you see a multimillionaire right in front of you telling you how he did it, how they got there, and it's like, I could do it too. If this person could do it, they're not even that smart. You know what I mean? They just surround themselves with other smart people. So I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. So that kind of was the motivation. And it just definitely the courses that I bought, definitely the videos, and definitely the networking events. I'm like, yo, this guy can do it, I could do it. This girl could do it, I could do it. That's so right. I just continue to surround myself around them. And even though I wasn't there, I wanted to be around. That's even right. Though I ain't know nothing, I ain't do no deals, I ain't have no money, I wanted to be around the people that did deals, that had the money and everything.
What does sacrifice look like for you?
Oh, man. Boy, that thing was very tough for me at first because it was uncomfortable for me, I was comfortable hanging out with my friends, going out every weekend, going to clubs, standing on the chairs, popping bottles, it was tough for me to kind of leave that alone because you know, I was always that guy that people hit up, yo, Jeff, let's turn up, man. Let's go, you know what I mean? Let's go pop our shit. But it got to a point where it was like, man, you know, I felt empty doing that. You know, I wanted to find something that I can, you know, enjoy doing, which was real estate. And when I came across it, you know, when DeAndre introduced it to me, you know, it was just like, all right, damn, this is real. You know, when I went to my first networking event, you know, me rubbing, you know, shoulders with millionaires, I was just like, yo, bro, like, I can do this. If these guys can do it, I can do it. So, you know, it actually, I had to cut off a lot of people, you know, that I got, you know, used to hanging out with, going out. But it was for the better, man, because I was up 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning just learning how to talk to these people, you know, learning how to get better at negotiating, you know, understanding how to, you know, get your first deal. And it required a lot of sacrifice. Like DeAndre said, like 14, 16-hour days, you know. I remember having my part-time job at Home Depot. You know, I would work there from like 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And the minute I got off of work, I would go straight to DeAndre's crib and go put in work, man, from literally from that time all the way to nighttime, you know. And I wasn't hooping. I wasn't working out. I was just strictly focusing on how, you know, trying to get my first deal. So it required a lot of sacrifice, man. And honestly, like DeAndre said, you know, family in your ear, like, hey, I think you should go get another job. But it was like, nah, bro, there's people out here making 20, 30, 50K a month. You know, I want parts of that. So I was willing to do whatever it took to get a part of that.
But you know, it's so funny because like everybody they see the IG post, they see the success, they see the happiness, but like folks don't really know the sacrifice that people made, and a lot of even beyond the financial, like having to hear it from like your loved ones, and you know, as they're telling you that, because let's be honest, they're telling you that you wanna stick to the past, but you're looking like, damn, there are these options, there's this option, but it's like, you know what, like, to actually be able to stick it through, man, I commend y'all boys for real.
Question. So by the time you introduced the land flipping to, like, did you already make a deal by that time, or were you still like working on getting that first deal?
So I was working on getting my first deal. Even when I met him, I was basically just catching him up to where I was, because I had all the information and knowledge. I was then executing and applying it, and then not too long when I met him, then I started getting my first deal was like I did like a couple house deals first. So I did catch him up and everything, but I was kind of just all action taking. That's really it.
So what made you decide to take the leap of faith and like jump on the scene and say like, all right, let's do this shit together?
Man, I think it really hit, man, when we got fired, you know, at the same time, you know, 2020, right? Enterprise was, like I said, me and DeAndre's first real corporate job. So it was real cheese, and it kind of hurt when they let us go, you know, 6 months later, because DeAndre told me from the beginning, he was like, yo, bro, these motherfuckers not even finna keep us for 6 months.
Damn.
And literally when we got fired, I checked the dates from when I got hired, from the time I got fired, and I counted the months, and I was like, yo, Dre, oh shit, you called it.
Yeah.
Damn. I was like, yo, bro, you really called that shit from the beginning. And honestly, it opened my eyes, because Dre's just been preaching it the whole time. And, you know, not only to me, but to other colleagues that we got hired at the same time. And everybody just looking at Dre like he was a weirdo. I was looking at Dre like he was a weirdo.
Facts.
Like, yo, bro, like, nah, bro, you're tripping.
Facts.
You know, we got this job, but the minute they let us go, bro, it kind of made me upset, because at the time, you know, my son was like 2 months, 3 months. And it was just like, yo, bro, I can't let these folks have control of my time and write my own check. You know, these motherfuckers can let me go anytime, whenever they feel like, and they don't even care if I have a son with me, you know? So it kind of, you know, built that fire, kind of put that dog in me, and it was like, yo, you know what? I'm all in, Dre. Let's make it happen. I don't care how long this shit take me, bro. I believe it. I'm all in. And like DeAndre said, you know, when we first started, when I first met DeAndre, we were wholesaling houses, right? We wasn't even thinking about land. And, you know, during that time, you know, when I was wholesaling land through trials and errors, DeAndre, you know, he had a few deals under his belt, but he was still trying to be consistent with it, just showing me the way. And I kid you not, dog, I mean, it was like 4 months in, I'm like, dog, I ain't had no deal, I ain't make no money, just literally every single day waking up, giving it 110%, still not seeing results, is where, you know, it kept kind of motivating me to like, yo, you know what, just stay at it, something's gonna happen. And, you know, believe it or not, I was the one that kind of brung up the land thing to Dre. And I was like, yo, Dre, I mean, is there anything else you can wholesale in real estate? Dre was like, yo, bro, you can wholesale gas stations, you can wholesale apartments, commercial buildings, land, you can wholesale anything. And I was like, land. how would that work? It's just dirt. He was like, yeah, bro, I was meaning to get to it, but hey, bro, if you want to learn how to wholesale land, you know, it's kind of the same thing. Just, you know, do some research on it, and then from there, you know, just take action, right? Because I was already taking action. Me and Dre was already taking action. So I was like, okay, you know, I found, you know, I was doing a little bit of research. There wasn't that much information on wholesaling land on YouTube. So, you know, I seen a few videos and I was like, man, this is kind of the same thing as wholesaling houses. You know, let me try it out. And, you know, I went on Zillow one day, you know, I was just looking at a few listings on Zillow, and I seen a 3,500 square foot lot in Miami that was listed at like 50,000. And I reached out to the owner and I was like, hey, Mr. Seller, you know, if I can offer you 40,000, we cover closing costs. Is this something that you'd be interested in doing? He was like, yeah, 40,000. If you take care of closing costs, let's do it. And I was like, damn, okay. All right, I got somebody motivated who's interested. And I kid you not, you know, I was on Zillow looking at previous sold listings of, you know, in the area of the lots that was sold. And I seen somebody actually buy a lot on that same street for 50,000. Right. And I reached out to the realtor and I was like, hey, Mr. Realtor, you know, are you actually in the market right now to look for any more properties in this area? I have one under contract ready to go. And he was like, yo, send me the address. I sent him the address. He was like, how much? And at the time I was like, yo, bro, I think I might have my first deal. And I didn't want to say no outrageous number. So I was like, you know what, 45, right? Because the dude wanted 40. And he was like, yeah, send me the contract. And at the time I was still freaking out. I was like, oh shit, I think I might got my first deal. And I reached back out to the seller. I said, hey, Mr. Seller, I sent you the agreement for 40. You know, let's go ahead and sign this. Let's get this started. And then after the seller signed the agreement for 40,000, I was able to send an assignment to the buyer for 45,000, another separate contract. And once he signed and we got everything to the title company, you know, a week later, I went to go pick up a $5,000 check. I called DeAndre at the time. I left Home Depot. Dre was in Boynton. I went to go pick this man up all the way from Boynton. We drove all the way down from Boynton to Miami. It was like a 1 hour drive, just cheesing like, yo, bro, holy shit. Like, a nigga did it, bro. I finally got my deal. And from then, bro, when I went to the title company and picked up that check, dog, it was no turning back, bro. It was literally no turning back. I just made $5,000, you know, picking up a phone. And it was just like, dog, this beats way better than a 9 to 5.
Hey, quick question. What was your first deal like?
So my first deal, it was a house deal, kind of like Jefff experience. It was like a house on Zillow. I saw it, and then I hit up the seller, and I think it was listed for like 50,000. And then I hit up the seller. I was like, hey, can you do like 45? You know, I ain't got no buyers. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, when you first out there, you just start doing stuff. You don't even know if the numbers work. You just make it offers.
And we don't have no cheese, too.
So we make an offer as nothing. So I offered to do 45. And then dude was like, you know what? I'll take that price, but you need to be able to close in 2 weeks or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't even, I'm like, close in 2 weeks. I'm like, I don't even know how long a close is supposed to be. So long story short, I went out and I found a buyer on Facebook. Found a buyer on Facebook, and they was able to pay 50,000 for it. You know, so the buyer actually closed in 2 weeks. But later I found out that buyer then flipped it for more money. So I left money on the table with that deal, with that first 5K deal. So yeah.
But you were still able to close.
I was still able to close, make 5K, but you know, I left a lot of money on the table because of the lack of knowledge. But I took action, I executed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
At that point, when Jefff called you and said, like, all right, I just bought this land deal, when y'all was on the way to Miami, at what point did you start saying, like, all right, we're going to start focusing on land? Or do you still do both right now?
So when Jefff did his first land deal, I was like, man, that was sweet, that was cool. He did another land deal. I was doing house deals, and then we went to the seminar, learned a little bit more about land. When we got back, I was like, I'm done with houses. I'm going 100% on land. So I would say about 2 or 3 deals Jefff was in. Then I converted over to land and just started doing like 100%.
Yeah. I think it was when I made 17,000 on my third deal, and I was like, yo, Dre, bro, I just made 17 bands, bro. Man.
Yo, what are you doing right
Dre was itching his head like, okay, yeah, I think it's time to move over to land.
It was around that time,
after that seminar, bro, we actually went to the seminar. You know, we got some information on how to get started, and the knowledge that we got, it was just like, whoa, okay, we can definitely take this game to another level.
To do it the right way, not do it the way we was doing it. Basically just winging it.
Yeah, we were winging it at first, man. Like I said, we was just taking action. You know, we wasn't doing it the right way. We wasn't, we didn't have no CRM. We didn't have certain softwares that we needed. You know, me and DeAndre was winging it on Zillow, Excel sheets. You know what I mean? No software, no follow-up method, you know what I mean?
Facts.
So it was kind of much. I'm sorry? Nah, we actually paid like $250.
It was like $200-300.
Yeah, $200-300.
I seen that price. I was like, man,
Yeah, we went to the A.
I knew we was gonna learn way more. I'm like, this seminar cheap because of what we about to learn.
Yeah, we flew out to the A. We learned, what it is exactly, how to get started get started in wholesaling land from A to Z. Once me and Dre took the knowledge, I'm talking about the whole seminar. Me and Dre just looking at it because, mind you, we already done land deals. I done did 3, right, already. So the minute she just started giving us the information, it was just like, what? I was making it harder than what I was doing.
Yes.
And the whole time I'm just looking at Dre. I'm like, yo, bro. We're rich. Like, I'm looking at Dre. I'm like, yo, bro, we didn't even close. I only closed 3 deals, and I'm looking at Dre. I'm like, yo, bro, like, we're gonna be rich, fam. Like,
Facts.
shit's crazy.
You know that it's crazy. It's good gems in that because, we like to say action takers are money makers. We actually Boniface was saying that action takers are money makers because it's like, imagine if y'all would have focused on like just being perfect. It's like, damn, like you don't know what would have came, but the fact that y'all was like, you know what, we're gonna execute at all costs is like, boom, now we doing deals. But so with that in mind, was it after the seminar you're like, okay, we need to add these systems, or was it like, okay, after y'all started doing a certain volume of deals, you're like, okay, we need systems in place to keep this going?
So after a certain amount of volume of deals, then you start to get, I call it getting pretty with the softwares, getting pretty with the more quality skip tracing. So skip tracing is just finding phone numbers and emails and stuff. So at first when you're starting out, you use a lot of the free stuff, like the Zillow, the True People Search. You use a lot of the free tools just to get Excel sheets. Excel is free. Google Excel, Excel sheet, stuff like that. But then once I made like $30,000 in 1 month from doing everything the free way, then I started hiring people. Then I started doing instead of getting free numbers, I started buying phone numbers. Instead of manually picking out these lists, I started just putting a list all at one time. You know what I'm saying? So I call it, you start to get pretty once the deals and the money start rolling in. If you try to get pretty too early, then you're gonna be going negative. You're gonna be going red.
Yeah.
You know?
But if you do got the funds, we always advise, hey, bro, just skip all the free stuff. I would definitely tell you, put your money where your mouth is, because it's faster. You know what I mean? When you invest into these softwares and do the things that we're doing in order to get your first deal. But that's only for the people out there that got the funds. They're ready to invest in themselves. And then, we'll tell them, okay, boom, you're working with this type of budget. Okay, we will tell you to get this, get that, so that way, you can kind of cut the time in half using the free method compared to the paid method. Because it's always faster with the paid method.
In terms of, because we talked about being action takers, but I know, and just because you guys went to the seminar, you guys read books, I know you guys believe that investment in oneself is very important as well. How much education would you advise someone that's trying to get into this? Like, how much education would you advise them to, I guess, dive in when it comes to real estate?
I say as much as possible. Like when I tell you, I probably read like, I don't know, probably like 20 books in like 3 months or something. I was reading a lot of books. I was on YouTube watching, like Jefff was, like 3, 4 in the morning. I was watching YouTube videos all night on educational videos. So honestly, I think 6 months, in my opinion, 6 months of education, I think that should be enough time for you to learn it. Because the thing is, you want to learn it and then you want to start taking action. So I feel like if in 6 months, you should be able to ready to start taking action. But within those 6 months, you also got to be focused on improving your mindset as well, because I tell people, I can teach you how to make money all day, but if I don't fix your mindset, then the money just gonna disappear. You know what I mean? I say, hey, start with these. So like if somebody asks me, I say, hey, start with these books. This is all self-help. This is all kind of like getting your mindset going. And then you start learning the skills. So when the money start coming, you good. You go back to what you learned, the foundation from the mindset. You know?
Facts.
Definitely, anything Robert Kiyosaki, man, the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, anything dealing with like spirituality, like Untethered Soul, that was really good, because you work on because it's not just money, it's like you got to work on your spirituality, like you got to think about fitness, it's everything, so it's not just all money, it's all personal. So that's what I recommend. And then also another one, the magic of thinking big, because you also got to think big as well.
Facts. That's a good one.
When y'all started first making money, right? Like when it started getting consistent now, checks were coming in. How was that? Were you guys splurging when you first started off?
You read my mind, bro.
Like, soon as the checks started coming in, man, I mean, they were coming in fast. And that's when me and Dre realized, like, oh, damn, like, we really created a machine. So, you know, Dre was always big on money management and, you know, just having him in my ear, just making sure, like, yo, bro, you know, a lot of people, they touch this money, they go broke really fast. Dre just being a really good friend, telling me, hey, bro, let's stay focused. And mind you, man, this is the most amount of money we've ever touched in our life. So, you know, back my, you know, as soon as I closed that $17,000 check, I'm over here thinking like, yo, bro, damn, like niggas might have to upgrade the whip. Niggas started thinking crazy because the money is like, you're not even thinking. You're just like, yo, bro, that shit gonna come back. But, you know, what Dre always preached and what I started to understand was like, yo, but just reinvesting back into your business, right? Because once the money started coming in, right, we had these free softwares. Now we just started investing in the softwares, pulling bigger lists, just trying to organize and create this company to where now that we're not, you know, now that we're closing deals here and there to now consistently closing 5 to 10 deals every single month. And you know, the money and the checks that we were getting, that's what we was just basically doing, just pouring it back into our business to make sure that, you know, these deals were coming in every month, no matter what, with us being there, without us being in that business.
Was scaling to that much volume of deals, was that originally scary? Did you guys embrace that? Was it like, oh, like, whoa, like a lot of deals are coming in, like we gotta really jump on it? How was that?
I would say it was a little bit of both, right? Because, you know, we wanted to make sure that we was doing everything the right way. We didn't want to scale too fast. We didn't want to scale too slow, right? And, you know, we went to a few events. We went to a specific event, actually, the Hustlers Implementations, this guy named Real Estate Diddy, because at the time, me and Dre, you know, we were consistently closing deals. And now that it was time to scale, we wanted to make sure we were around the right people that were actually teaching it, that had already scaled their real estate business. So, you know, me and Dre, we flew out to Huntsville, Alabama. You know, we tapped in one of the, you know, top real estate guys in the game, Real Estate Diddy, where we was actually learn how to implement and actually learn the systems, what systems to use, when to hire a VA, right? Because one thing he will say is scale slowly but urgently, right? And that kind of always stuck with me. And you know, once I kind of understood that, it was just like, okay, I get it now, you know, scale slow but urgent. So, you know, that's when we just started making the right corrections in our business, you know, making sure that we had the proper VAs for certain systems, certain tasks that we need to delegate in order to get to the next level to start doing those 100K months, right? Because without having those systems, you know, we wouldn't have been able to do these 100K months where we had it, you know, back to back to back.
So what made you so cautious on like money management when the money started coming in? Was it from reading those past books?
Well, yeah, it was definitely from the books because one thing that Kiyosaki always emphasized was money management, you know, paying yourself first and then having reserves and things like that. And then in some of the books, he also talked about the people who did have the money and then they lost it. You know, they started gambling at the lottery. They started buying the nice cars, the women, the vacations, all that stuff. So luckily, I didn't really have any interest in that. You know, I still kind of don't with the jewelry and the vacations and all that, like just crazy like that. So I want to stay disciplined. So basically what I took from the sports is like, look, I got this money now, but I'm not going to blow it. I want to just keep reinvesting. But the books definitely help. And then also me just knowing a couple of people, like seeing some people on YouTube that went broke they made money and then they just went broke from business. And I'm just like, nah, I don't want that to be me. Like you making all this money, filing bankruptcy, you know what I mean? And then and then what really hit though was the story about the lottery winners. They hit the lottery, they make all this money, but they didn't change their mind. So, and then after they hit the lottery, they make this money and then they end up in a worse position a few years later. And because they never changed their mindset. So I'm like, you know, so it's really not the money, it's really the mindset that's gonna get you there, you know? Yeah. So
for both of you guys, what's one of the let's say like splurge purpose or one of the dumbest purchases you guys made, if you've made any outside of making more bread?
Damn. I want to say, what I spent. I think one of the dumbest purchases I ever spent, and it kind of makes me mad. I went to the vape store And bro, I spent $350 on a collar shirt.
I got me some bathing, Nate.
I ain't gonna lie, that bit was tough. But after the yacht party, and I was looking at the shirt, I was like, damn, Jeff, that was dumb as fuck. Like, you could have used that $350 to pull another list of callers, another list of sellers that you could have talked to and closed some more deals instead of spending $350 on a shirt, bro, that you probably only gonna wear once, twice.
Facts.
I think that was my dumbest purchase for sure.
I'll probably say $500 pair of earrings. I don't know. I was just walking through Macy's, and this lady grabbed me. I was like, man, them earrings nice, man. They shining and they square, they big, and that probably was the dumbest purchase. $500. I'm like, who's spending $500? And then I lost them not too long after, so I was like, yeah, never again.
Quick question: when the money started coming in, did y'all notice? Like, I guess a lot of. I want to say, did y'all notice a lot of women coming towards y'all? But like, were there certain women that was like, oh, I see what you have going on. Like, how was that?
I mean, when it came to that, I mean, obviously, women would start to see the energy and stuff like that. Like, okay, this guy carries himself a certain way. But what me and DeAndre, we wasn't really into all of that. We was really more so focused on growing our business. Like DeAndre said, we rarely went out, we rarely partied, we rarely, did things that we wanted to do. But even when the money started coming in, we was still grinding. We wasn't satisfied. So, I mean, yeah, women would throw themselves, but we wasn't interested or throwing ourselves back at them.
So in regards to like family now, so money started coming in, you're a lot more comfortable, move up to bro's couch. Did y'all family start realizing like, oh, they're more comfortable? Did they start seeing any change, or did they recognize that at all? Or not really?
Well, yeah, I'll say yeah. So as soon as it started rolling in for me, now, I'm the rich brother, I'm the rich uncle, you know what I mean, to everybody. Man. And then everybody start calling like, hey, can I get $20? Can I hold this? I give you this, let me hold this, and then I'll give it back to you next Friday. Stuff like it just started coming in more. And then they look at you different. Not in a bad way, but in a way where it's like I want to ask him for money, but I know he gonna say no, and I don't want to kind of come off desperate and stuff. But it's a little bit of a weird feeling sometimes, when you go around your family and then they're like, oh, this the money man right here, you know.
My dad says that shit all the time, bro. Like, my dad see me, this money man Jeff. Yeah. I'm like, come on, pops. Like, niggas we not even there yet, we just getting started. But, even just like what Dre said, just people, family members coming out the woodworks, hey, Jeff, how you been? I ain't speak to you in years. Damn, like, where you coming from, But, it kind of, I would say it was like a good and a bad thing when it came to us making money and family starting to realize we got money, because now, my Duke's hitting me up. Oh, hey, baby, I need $200 to go get my nails. And it's my Dukes, you know what I mean? You ain't gonna say no to my Dukes. So it's like, all right, Ma, I got you, but hey, this ain't gonna be consistent. I'm investing right now. We buying real estate. We ain't buying nails. We ain't paying for your nails. You know what I mean? We trying to buy houses. So, it was a good and bad thing, I would say, for sure.
So I'm sorry.
No, continue.
What's the biggest lifestyle change that you guys started implementing in your own lives? Did you start eating out more? Did you start pampering yourselves a little bit more? Did anything else change in your individual lives?
Well, I would just say, as far as I'm a foodie, I love eating. So I would definitely, back then, looking at the prices on some of the meals, I'm going to the cheapest thing. Give me the burger, give me the chicken tenders. Now I don't even look at the menu when I go out to eat. I want the lobster, I want the steak, I want the lamb chops, so I would say I definitely do that for myself now.
Yeah, definitely the pampering, heavy on the pampering, because a lot of shit, niggas came up eating 4 for 4s.
Facts.
So,
Broad County Bangers.
Hey, listen, that 4 for 4 never, that big always came in clutch. So, as the money started coming in, like DeAndre said, I'm a foodie too, man. Dre's over here always wanting to go to these different spots, and I'm with Dre all the time. And I'm like, damn, bro, Dre know how to eat, but Dre got some good taste and some food, boy. And that's when we started eating the lamb chops, the steaks. I'm just like, damn, it's definitely a different quality of food when you got money. You know what I mean? Because the food prices, I'm talking about me and Dre spending like $200-$400 on dinner. So but it was worth it though, because it was like, damn, the experience it was a blessing to be able to afford that, because not a lot of people can go out and do these things.
So let's say y'all had like two young folks, y'all mentees, and they're starting to make some money as well. How would you tell them to kind of like balance the life between pampering themselves and rewarding, I guess, their hard work, but still making sure that they're investing their money into the right things?
I would definitely tell them to put like 5 to 10% of what they make aside for just liabilities or just for fun. I would say take the lower amount, just 5%. So if you make $100, $5, you can, the $5 you can do whatever with, So if you take that principle, then you'll be fine. Most people, they make $5,000, they spend $4,800 on what they want, and you know what I mean. So 5 to 10%, you can't go wrong with just spending on yourself, have some fun, order some food, buy yourself some kicks, So 5-10% of that income.
Yeah, because we'll see a lot of people, they'll make $5K and, like Dre say, spend like $4,500 and don't even have enough money to reinvest back into the business. So now they got to start from square one and do the thing that they did to get that first deal all over again, twice as hard, instead of actually, like Dre said, taking a 5% out of that $5K, putting it to the side for you to have fun, but still, focusing on that goal, which is to, consistently close deals and scale your business.
Major facts.
So as of right now, on a day-to-day basis, on average, how much do you guys put into the business individually? Are the VAs mostly working throughout the days, or are you guys still working hands-on? Like, how's it look?
Yeah, so I mean, right now, we have VAs on our team that basically, handle all of our leads inbound. They qualify these sellers for us, right? Sometimes, honestly, I don't even get on the phone. Sometimes I only get on the phone with the seller only if it's like urgent, or if there's, they need to really talk to a finance manager, which I handle for our company, and making sure things are going the way it needs to be, as far as with the title company, making sure that the title company is on schedule to close, making sure my buyer is putting their money in, sending it to the title company, just making sure, the deals that we are getting under contract are closing in a timely fashion. I would say, I handle a lot of the transactional coordinating into this position for my company.
Yeah, I would just say, as far as me, like, for example, I just came back from a 7-day vacation, and my team, they held it down. There was no problems. I came back, it's like I never left. So so I got a really strong team, and I'm happy I hired them for sure.
Yeah.
With that quote, teamwork makes the dream work. Especially now that you guys have like the VAs in place. I guess how important is like teamwork and people working together for you guys?
Well, everything got to flow, man. Everybody got to know everybody else's job. And then I just like to have like a system where things flow. Like, okay, this person is responsible for all the initial leads coming in. This person is responsible for all the people that's interested. And then this person is responsible for all the phone calls. Like all the phone calls coming in, I got to return these phone calls. So as long as everybody's doing their job, then everything it's like a smooth sailing ship.
Well, facts. Yeah. So let's talk about the future, right? Where do you guys, want to take this? What do you guys envision your business looking like in the future? Or do you envision you guys, going into a different venture, into a different industry together? How does that look?
Yeah, man. So right now, separately with our separate businesses, obviously, right now our business is doing, 7 figures a year. And nice. We also have Land Flipping Empire Academy, where we also teach. So me and DeAndre, we partnered up. We have an educational business where it's currently growing. We have like over 150 students closing deals. So, the next step for us is just buying more properties, scaling our education business, helping more people out there get started in real estate. I think is right now is one of the most important things for me and DeAndre, because what we've been noticing and what we've been seeing is that, the people that we're teaching is getting results, and a lot of people from different places are, closing deals from their hometown, and it's kind of a better feel. I would say it's a surreal feeling, because it's like, wow, these people are learning from us, 2 kids from Broward County, and these people live in California, Indiana. We've never seen these people before, and they're learning from us closing deals. So, it's actually better when we help other people out there close their first deal, because it's better that way than when we close our deal. We get a more kick out of it.
Facts. How did it feel? Like, not on an emotional level. How did it feel when you guys on the educational side, like your students actually like started like getting deals going? Was it like, damn, like look at what we built? Like, how was that?
Nah, yeah, exactly what you just said. It was like kind of like, look at what we built. And then, like I said, me doing deals, you kind of numb to it because we're used to it.
Yeah.
But then you see somebody who came in, they have no real estate experience at all, no knowledge. They don't even know what, like, I can do land kind of like that. And then from 0 to 3 months, and they make $10,000, $20,000.
Yeah.
It's just like, I want to put them everywhere. Facebook, Instagram. I want to promote them all over. It's like, yo, this person's doing this. They got kids. They got a husband. They got all these things that people can use as excuses, but they still got it done. So it makes me say, if they can do it, anybody can do it.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Major facts to that.
It just hit different, bro, when
Yeah.
people close their deals learning from us. Like DeAndre said, we're numb to it. We've done over 300 deals a piece. So it's like
Tough.
It's like to the point like now we want to give back. We want to give back to the people out there that's been reaching out to us. Like, hey, I want to learn what you guys are doing. And when they join our academy and they get the information and they learn exactly what we're teaching them, it's like, bro, like we got students that's already making $100K doing this.
Yes, sir.
And we have a 19-year-old student from Dallas. She joined our community like 5 months ago, 6 months ago. At the beginning of the year, and when the minute from she first started to like 4 months in, she made like $100K, bro.
That's
her first 4 months, and she's 19. You know what I mean? When I was 19, I wasn't even thinking about money.
Facts.
I was thinking about girls. I was thinking about going to college, getting my education. I wasn't thinking about making $100K in real estate. So the fact that we can reach the youth as well is crazy.
Facts. Hey, man, I definitely love to hear that, man, and it's really cool. It's one thing to be able to do, but to be able to give back, man, it's a beautiful feeling. Life is really about abundance, and just to be able to grant that to other people. Oh, you had a question?
Yeah.
Let's talk to her.
So the business is going good now. You guys are slowly scaling, learning more knowledge, and teaching your students. So what do y'all boys do for fun now?
Man, I love to go play basketball.
Facts.
I still, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, basketball will forever be my love, my passion. I had to put my passion to the side to actually focus on something that I can come back to, which is basketball, because eventually, I want to buy my own gym, put some trainers in
Facts.
there, because I got a son now. So I definitely want to, put him in sports and make sure that, he's learning everything that I learned from sports. So I love to play basketball, man. I love to work out. I love to travel with Dre, go to different places, eat out, just enjoy life, man, honestly.
Facts.
Yeah, I would say honestly for me, it's really hard to get away from the business. Like right now I'm building my own like community of homes right now. So honestly, that's fun to me, because I'm actually trying to provide housing for people. Like we're having a real housing shortage out here right now, everywhere, like all 50 states. So I'm just I bought like a 7-acre parcel and I'm building like these little mobile homes on it, and I'm just renting them out just to try to provide some housing and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's just something about that just kicks me up. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But outside of that, working out every single day, waking up at like 5, 6 in the morning. That's definitely something I do. And then just eating. I would say eating and probably working out. And then I still listen to read books, but that's fun to me.
Yeah.
Not to a lot of people.
It's so interesting because it's like everybody that's like making moves and got motion, making money, like will just be really just calm. Like the stuff that everybody does, like the stuff that we do, just from very like calm activities. It's not like anything too extravagant. It's simple and brings us peace. So it's kind of interesting. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, man.
It's really dope, man. Hey, I definitely appreciate y'all for being here. But before y'all go, we got a couple questions for y'all, just to kind of get a peek into y'all interests. So the first question I got to ask y'all is, if you could have a superpower, what superpower would it be and why?
Man, I wish I was invisible. I wish sometimes I can be invisible, dog, because you know, sometimes I don't want people to know where I'm at, see what I'm doing, you know, especially the type of money we making. Shit, give me an invisible Lamborghini sometimes, you know. I ain't trying to have no niggas out here trying to run me
Facts.
down, you know. But
Facts.
you know, we live in a world where it's like, you know, people like what they see, and sometimes you got haters out there that don't like what you driving, like what you wearing. So, you know, sometimes being invisible is actually the most peaceful thing you can be, honestly, in my opinion.
Facts. What about you?
I would say the ability to probably read people's minds, you know, to know what people's true intentions are, what they truly think of you, what they truly think is, of things, because people say things and then they don't really mean them.
Yeah.
Facts.
So if I can just read people's minds and just know, all right, they saying one thing, but I know you don't feel that way. I hear it. So
Yeah.
if I could read minds, that would be awesome.
That's dangerous, though.
I'm about to say, buddy. I don't know. Would you? He's shaking his head like,
That's dangerous, boy.
Facts.
One more before you guys answer. So you guys could both see your younger self, let's say your 15-year-old selves, and you could say like one sentence to them. What would you go back and tell your younger self right now?
Man, hey, fuck the girls. Honestly, man, pick up a book, buy some more real estate.
Facts.
If I was like, you know, back in my younger ages, man, I would be trying to get my hands on books, probably teaching my mom more about, you know, what I learned, you know, from now. But if I can go back, man, I'll just tell myself to just stay down, be more consistent with what you want out of life, and, you know, don't let girls be a distraction. Don't let your friends, your family be a distraction, and just, you know, reach for the stars, honestly.
Nice.
As far as me, I agree with him on the girls. Probably, you know, kind of leaving the girls alone a little bit, and then not being in the streets. I would be like, hey, stay out the streets. You know, stop hanging around those guys, because you are what you surround yourself with, and just being around street dudes, it wasn't beneficial at all. So definitely staying out the streets. Definitely not, you know, the females, and then just not thinking that sports is the only option. I'd be like, hey, if sports don't work out, you got another route. You know,
Man.
So.
Facts. No, you got it. Do your thing.
So how do y'all feel about like outgrowing friends? Did you guys come to any points in your lives where you outgrew some friends? Like, can y'all speak on that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. At first, I used to feel guilty because, you know, the minute I started hanging out with DeAndre a lot more instead of my actual friends, it was just more so like, you know, damn, Jefff flawed, Jefff switched up. Dang, Jefff don't want to kick it with us. Oh, I'm trying to learn what Jefff doing, but he not picking up the phone. It was just like, bro, I'm grinding.
Facts.
I didn't want to waste all my time pouring into people that wasn't really serious, didn't really truly want to do this business, you know, because I was with DeAndre all day, man, just grinding, building our businesses. You know, we were together 24/7, and I would say me outgrowing my friends, it was kind of tough, but it was needed, man. It was needed because that was the only way for me to get to the next level, dog, honestly.
That's real.
Like DeAndre said, man, you are who you surround yourself with. And,
Facts.
you know, if you're surrounding yourself with people that are not as hungry as you are, I mean, you know, you're going to forever, you know, stay in that small little space where you have to shrink yourself. I'm not here to shrink myself. I'm here to be a butterfly and fly, bro.
That's real.
Yeah, I would definitely say it was a little bit uncomfortable, you know, kind of getting out of that, you know, outgrowing your friends a little bit because you grew up doing stupid stuff together.
Yeah.
You know, just doing just playing sports with somebody. And then when you start to realize, like, dang, this person they're not really on the level you're on. So I still, you know, peek my head here and there now and there, but I kind of categorize them. Like, okay, if I go hang out with these folks, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be video games. It's gonna be chilling vibes. It's not gonna be serious. It ain't gonna be about money, life, relationships, anything serious. So I just kind of put them in a category because if I was just around them every day, I would be thinking just like them. So
Yeah.
you know, so I haven't cut them off, but I just put them in the category.
Yeah, it's all love at the end of the day. You know, sometimes you can show it like, hey, bro, like it's no love lost. You know, I'm just chasing something bigger than me. But sometimes the other people won't feel it that way. You know, they'll feel like, nah, bro, you switched up. Like you're not the same Jefff. But in reality, I am the same Jefff. I'm just, you know, more locked in my vision and my goals. You know, sometimes you got to be selfish.
Facts. No, definitely. You know, they say that like there's nothing in this world that stays constant. I remember Jay-Z had this thing where Jay-Z said when people used to say to him like, hey, Jay-Z, you changed up, he used to say, I ain't do all this work to stay the same. Like,
That's a bar.
Like, bro, I don't know
That's
what
a
you
bar,
expected. So man, definitely gotta do what you gotta do. And it's no love lost, man. It's true love for yourself first,
Facts.
and then, from there, it go from there definitely.
Yeah, man.
My last question. Oh, what did you say?
No, I was gonna say, we ain't gotta talk every day. We don't have to talk
Not at
every
all.
day to understand it's all love.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
We
Shout out to
grown.
the friends that get that, man. We grown. Shout out to the folks that really get that for real.
yeah.
And then my last question to you guys: if you're stranded on an island, you could only bring 3 things. What are you bringing?
I ain't gonna lie, Simba. Yeah, killing us. And these questions, boy. I would say a Bible,
That's real.
my son, and dang, that's tough, brother.
Facts.
That's tough. Oh my gosh. I'll say my laptop, bro. As long as the island got some Wi-Fi. The island got Wi-Fi though?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You got like 2 hours to live. That shit got no Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no Wi-Fi now.
Nah, man. That Bible is a good one. God do a miracle.
No, for sure. Nah,
Find yourself from the island right back in the States.
for sure, man. I know the island got coconuts and shit and fruit, so I'm gonna go hunting. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna go get it.
Back. I love to hear that. What about you, brother?
I'll probably say definitely my fiance.
Okay.
She coming with me without a doubt. Like you said, the Bible or some type of spiritual book. You need that to stay sane.
Yeah.
Man, I got another one now. I don't know, probably some sticks to bring up. I mean, nah, it's gonna be sticks there. I'm thinking sticks to make a fire.
Yeah, you're gonna have all the resources there, you know? It's a forest.
I mean, I gotta say the laptop because that's how I make the money.
You nigga real hustler.
I mean,
Please.
Bro, everywhere I go, my laptop coming with me, man. It's right. It's in my right hand everywhere I go, man.
Swear.
Hey, definitely. I love to hear that. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for pulling up. We appreciate the love. Thank y'all for dropping the gems. Where can the people find y'all? Where can they find y'all courses, the community y'all built, everything?
Yeah, man. So people out there that want to reach out, they can follow me on Instagram at Jeffrey Altidort. That's JeffreyAltidort. And if they want to reach out and join our academy, they can follow our other Instagram page at The Land Flipping Empire. And from there, they can tap in, DM us, shoot us a DM with any questions, and we'll be happy to answer or jump on a call.
Yeah, or you can do go to the landflippingempire.com, or you can actually call or text me at 407-907-1646.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, once again, appreciate y'all for coming through. Make sure y'all definitely give them a follow. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Show us some love, and y'all will see us next episode. Get digs.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.